Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Khan Mohammed Miad and my metric number is 2221319. And welcome to our presentation, which is about in virtual library app. So, what is a virtual library app? The virtual library app is an online platform that connects book with a wide array of digital books. Customer can easily explore, search, and view books and add them to their virtual cart. After confirming payment, user can make purchase and enjoy their chosen books. On the admin side, the system allows to stock management, book modification, order confirmation, and send notification to user. This app offer a convenient and accessible way for people to explore and enjoy a virtual library from the comfort of their device. So, the purpose of this document is to outline the goals and scope of the Virtual Library App project. It serves as a guide for both developers and stakeholders. Provide a clear understanding of what feature and functionalities will be included in the app. The document help ensure everyone involved is on the same page regarding the project objectives, helping to manage expectation and deliver successful virtual library app. The what is the project scope for our virtual library app? The project scope include creating a virtual library app with features like viewing, searching, and adding books to a cart for customers. It also involves order placement, payment, confirmation, and purchase process. For administrators, the scope covers tasks such as stock management, book modification, order confirmation, and sending order notification to user. The goal is to develop a user-friendly platform for the online book and, and manage the virtual library effectively. For our virtual library app, the software process model we use that is a spiral model, which is determine objectives, cumulative cost, progress, identify and resolve risk, and development and test and plan in the next iteration. So now we move on to our use case specification for virtual library app. The third specification is place order. The use case ID name is POR01 and created by me and approved by Musanna. And the user are the customers, and the precondition uh, for this is the customer is must logged into the app and the shopping cart can't be empty. The basic flow of this specification is the customer selected item to purchase and the customer add selected item to the shopping cart. Then the customer initiates the checkout process. The system prompts the customer for shipping details. The customer provides shipping information. The system calculates the total order cost and the customer confirm the order. The system update the inventory and order status and it sends an order confirmation it sends a notification for order confirmation to the customer. What is the alternative flow for this? If the shopping cart is empty, the system displays an error message. If the customer cancel the order, the system cancels the transaction and return to the shopping cart, then the use case ends. What is the exception flow for it? If the customer cancel the order at any point before confirming, the system cancel the transaction and return the item to the shopping cart, and then the use case will end. What is the post condition for the specification? The post condition for the specification is the order is either confirmed and saved in the system or cancelled. The shopping cart is updated accordingly. Then we move on to our fourth use case specification, which name is confirm payment and created by me and approved by Musanna. And the actors are the customer and payment gateway. For this use case specification, the precondition is the customer must log into the app, and the customer has placed an order, and the payment information is must be entered. Where's the basic flow for this? Basic flow is the customer selects a payment method and enters payment details. The system validates the payment method. The system sends payment details to the payment gateway, and the payment gateway processes the payment. The system updates the order status to payment confirmed. And the alternative flow for this is, if the payment is declined, the system notified the customer and provide an opportunity to update payment information. If the customer cancel the payment, the system cancel the transaction, then the use case will be end. And the exception flow is, if the payment information entered by the customer is invalid, the system notifies the customer and prompt for correct information, then the use case will end. What's the post condition for this? The post condition is the payment is either confirmed and saved in the system or cancelled. The order status is updated accordingly. Okay, now we move on to our test cases. For each use case specification, we have two test cases. So first one is order management, which is test designed by me. And the test title is successful placement, and description is verify that a customer can successfully place an order for a book. So where's the step for the author, and where's the step for the tester? So the step is user adds books to the cart and proceed checkout. Case data is book is in the cart, like C programming, and expected result is system successfully process the order. And the actual result is also same, C programming displayed, and the status is plus. Then the next step is user provides valid shipping information, then shipping information, valid address, and then expected result should be user received an order confirmation message, and actual result is valid address, and the status is pass. Then the third step is user confirm the order. The actual result shows the order confirmed, and the test case is pass. So the post condition for this is, the system successfully processed the order and the customer received an order confirmation. Then we move on to our second test case. It's also for order management, and the title is order placement with insufficient stock. It is a negative testing, and the precondition is, customer is logged in and the selected book has low stock. So if the selected book has low stock, then would what message showed by our library app? User searches for a book with low stock. Test data is low stock book, and expected result is system displayed an error message about insufficient stock, and the actual result is low stock is displayed, and the status is pass. And then second step is, user add the books to the cart, and test data is did not add the cart because there is low stock. The book isn't in stock. That's why it shows didn't add to the cart, and the actual result is didn't add, and the status is passed. User proceeds to check out, and the expected result shows that order is not placed, and actual result is order not placed, and the test result status is pass. So the post condition for this is, the system displays an error message indicating insufficient stock and the order is not placed. Uh, there is our uh, another test case, which based on confirm payment. The test title is successful payment confirmation. It's a positive testing, and the precondition is customer has placed an order and it it's at the payment confirmation step. So there the user can make payment by their card or online, and all of this status are pass. And the post condition for this is, the system process the payment successfully, and the customer receives a payment confirmation. And our second test case for this confirm payment is it's the negative testing, and the precondition is customer has placed an order and is at the payment confirmation step with invalid payment information, and the test case result is all pass, and the post condition for this is the system detects the payment failure, display an error message, and prompts the customer to correct payment information.
The first part of our requirement phase is requirements engineering activities. First of all, we have made our list of stakeholders who are user, marketing and sales team, designers and user experience experts, and financial stakeholders. Then we made our elicitation. The first thing is interview. Interview stakeholders in group or one-on-one, such as marketing and sales teams, designers and user experience experts, and financial stakeholders. We make this interview to provide valuable information about their needs, requirements, and expectations from virtual library applications. The interviews can be conducted in person or online, and the questions can be asked based on the stakeholder being interviewed. The result will be a recorded or transcribed interviews with notes. Write a summary of the most important requirements and insight discovered during the interview. The second elicitation we've made is surveys. Distribute surveys to a wider audience, including librarians, content suppliers, and potential end users. The result will be a survey questions and responses, list of the quantitative and qualitative, qualitative information that was gathered from the surveys. The third one is observation. Conduct usability testing on virtual library app prototypes or look at user behavior on the current library systems. The result will be notes from observation, reports from usability testing, and perception of user behavior and preferences. The last thing we have is a comparison with existing system. Examine and contrast the benefit and drawbacks of the current library apps or systems. The result will be a comparative analysis report that identifies areas for improvement and highlights the aspects of the current system that function well. Then we have defined some problems to analyze. The first one is enhancement of user interface and experience. The problem is it could be challenging to access and use resources in the present library apps due to a lack of an optimal user interface and user experience. The solution is to ensure simple navigation and effective use of virtual library resources. Design and develop an intuitive interface with improved user experience. The second problem is user recruitment and marketing. The problem is the marketing and sales teams are having trouble attracting new users and effectively promoting the virtual library app. The solution is implement strategies that align with the goals and objectives of the marketing and sales departments to address problems pertaining to user acquisitions and promotion. The third problem is engagement of financial stakeholders. The problem is ensuring financial stakeholders' engagement and interest in the project is critical to the virtual library app's success. The solution is showcase the possible advantages and return on investment connecting with the virtual library app while keeping financial stakeholders informed and communicating openly. Then we have made the requirements of our functions. The first one is authentication and user account management. For the user registrations, allow users to create new accounts, validate and store user details securely. For the user login, implement a secure login mechanism and store and manage user session information securely. The second function is book management and display. View books, display a user-friendly interface with a list of available books, Show details for each book. For the search book, implement a search feature, allow users to find a specific book quickly, provide filters for refining search results. The third function is shopping cart. The requirement is add to cart, enables user to add book to their shopping cart, provide real-time updates on the number of items in the cart and the total cost. The last requirement for the function is cart management, allow users to view and edit the content of their shopping cart, implement the ability to remove items from the cart. The following function is order replacement. The requirements is proceed to checkout, enables users to proceed to checkout after adding items to the cart, collect shipping and payment information securely. Order review. Implement a confirmation step before finalizing the order to allow users to review details. Display a summary of the order, including items, total cost, and shipping information. Payment processing. The requirement is secure payment. Integrate a secure payment processing system. Support various payment methods. Encrypt sensitive payment information. The second requirement is confirm payment. Provide confirmation notification of successful payment. Handle any payment failures or errors gracefully. The last function is transaction execution. The requirement is make purchase. Execute the final transaction, deducting the amount from the user's account. Update inventory to reflect the purchased item. Provide confirmation of the successful purchase. And this is our use case diagram. This use case diagram represents the interaction between customers and admins. Customers are able to view books, search for books, add items to their cart, place orders, confirm payment, and complete purchase. Admins have the ability to manage inventory, modify book details, oversee orders, confirm deliveries, and send order notifications. The first use case we have made is search bar use case. The objective of this use case is to search for books. The actor is the student and the trigger is the user. Frequently of use is frequent. The precondition is the first one is the application is running, and the second one is the user must have to be where the search bar is visible. The basic flow is step 1 for the user action. The use case starts when the user opens the application. What the system do is the system displays the home page. The second step is the user clicks on the search bar that is displayed at the top of the page. The system views some of the search suggestions. The third step is the user views the available search options and input field with the search bar. The system will verify the input. The fourth step is the user confirms the search with a button. The system will display books based on what the user typed in the search. For the alternative flow, step 1, the user click on a setting or customization icon associated with the search bar. What the system will do, the system displays a filter menu of options. Second step is the user makes their desired changes and save the preferences. The system will display the books based on the user preferences. And there is an exception flow. The search bar elements do not load completely. The system cannot read the input. Then the user is prompted to refresh the page or try again. The post conditions of this use case. First one is the user has successfully viewed the search bar and its associated elements. The second one is the user can proceed to interact with the search bar by entering search queries or selecting search options. And here is the test case. The second use case we have made is the add to cart use case. The objective is add books to the cart. The actor is the customer, trigger is the user, frequently of use is frequent. The preconditions of this use case is the customer is logged into the virtual library app and the user must have books added to the cart. The basic flow of this use case: step 1, the use case starts when the user searches for books. What the system will do: the system displays the availability of the books. The second step is the user selects a specific book from the result. The system displays detailed information about the book. The last step is the user clicks the add to cart button. The system updates the cart displaying the added book. Alternative flow: adding multiple items to the cart. Step 1, the users continue browsing and adds more books to the cart. What the system will do: the system updates the cart with the additional items. For the exception flow, the user selects an available book. The system then displays an out of stock message. The post conditions of this use case: the selected book is added to the patron's cart. The system updates the cart information. And here is the test cases.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Musanna Shadar Abdullah and my metric number is 2220429. I am going to represent the designing phase. At first, we have the architectural diagram. This is the architectural diagram of our virtual library app. It represents the high level structure and components of our system software application. It provides a conceptual overview of the system design, showcasing the key elements and their relationships. Okay, so we have here the front end, the back end, the database, and the external devices like payment gateways and notifications. We implemented the relationships between them. Then the next one we have the class design. Here we have the different classes and the relationships between them. Just like we have admin class, we have customer class, we have the user, bank card, and cash deliver. Okay, so the next one is the user interface design, which is GUI. For the GUI, we decided to use uh, the mockups here first. Like we have the home page of our GUI design, and then the cart page. Here, then we design the sign up page, and then the login page. This is just an about page of what's about our project. And then we have the order summary page. And then the last thing we have the payment option page. And then we implemented this GUI design to make the prototype. Next, I'm going to represent about the prototype. For the prototype, we used Figma, and here is the link for the prototype. Okay. Okay, so here we have the prototype. So let's go and uh, test our things. Like we have the options for we have the options like the login. If we click on the login, if we have account, then we can just log in from here. Just like an example, I implemented the username and password and then login. If we want to add a book into our cart, we have to click on the add to cart option, and then the checkout, and then the payment, manual payment. Like we put all the information here, and then the continue shipping. It will show that thank you so much, for the shopping with us, the thank you message it will show. Also, we can check how many items we have in our cart, and then we can check out from here also. If you want to go to the home page, we can click here and go to the home page. Okay, now I'm going to present about the use case specification. The use case name is stock books. The main objective is to stock the books. Okay, there are some preconditions, basic flows, alternative flows, exceptions, and post conditions. The preconditions librarian is logged into the system. That means the admin needs to log into the system and then stock the books. With the user action, the librarian selects the opinion to stock books. And the system action is the system displays the list of available books and their current stock availables. And we have another basic flow. The librarian enters the quantity of new books to be added. And we have some alternative flows, like instead of stocking a single book, the librarian choose to stock multiple books at once. I mean, stocking more than one book at the same time. And then we have the librarian enters the quantities for each selected book. And we have an exception flow, which is if the librarian selects a book that is not in the system, the blue book displays an error message and prompt for a valid book selection. Okay, next we have the use case specification for modify books. Uh, the main objective of this use case is to modify the books, and we have some preconditions, basic flows, alternative flows, exception flows, and post conditions. The basic flows are the library select the option to modify books. The librarian clicks on the option to modify the books, and then the librarian select a book to modify, and the librarian updates the book. This is another one, which is to update the book. And we have two alternative flows, which is uh, selecting the option to modify the multiple books. Okay, and the another one is specify the modification details for a range of books. I mean, uh, like how many books we want to modify, we to specify. So we have an exception flow, which is uh, if we attempt to modify a book that is not in the system, it will show an error. And the post condition is the selected books information is updated and the confirmation message will be displayed. Now let's see the test cases. Uh, I have the test cases for stock book user case. Okay, it was designed by me and executed by Hanam Miad. Here we can see that all the steps that we did was passed and the test was executed by Hanam Miad. The second one is stock books 2. The test title is unsuccessful modification of out of stock books. And here is also the test was also passed in every steps because the admin selects an out of stock books for modification. It was also tested by Miad. Admin attempts to modify details out of stock books. The test data is out of stock book details, title, author, out of stock quantity. That means the system shows that the book is out of stock. Expected result system prevent the modification and displays an inappropriate error message. Okay, this test was also passed. Then we have the test cases for modify book. One because the modify book one use uh, uh, we have two test cases for every use cases. So we are gonna have two test cases for modify books. The tests were designed by me and it was executed by Khan Miyad. Okay, here we can see the test steps. The admin selects the specific book for modification. The status is passed. Admin modifies the details of the selected book. I mean, anything could be uh, modified, like title, author, or price. The book details to be modified. The test data is this, and the expected result system successfully updated the book details in the inventory. The actual result is modify books. The modification of the books is successful. In the test result, status is passed. Post condition are the system successfully updates the book detail in the inventory. And the last test cases for me is the test cases for modify books too. And then here we have some datas and some post conditions, which is the admin selects an out of stock books for modification, which is not possible. So the status is passed. Uh, Admin attempts to modify details out of stock books. Is that out of stock books, like it could be author, uh, title, or out of stock quantity. The expected result is system prevents the modification and displays an appropriate error message. The actual result is wrong attempt, which is also passed. The post conditions are the system prevents the modification and displays an appropriate error message. And this is all for me. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.